Okay, my friends, I'm back and I am back live on my phone. I was trying to do this on my computer and have River join me. And unfortunately, it looks like I have to do it through my phone. So River and I talked. He's going to be joining me on Facebook Live right now. I'm going to be bringing him on video and we're going to bring the video and it's adding him. So he is going to be here. Oh,
There we go.
yes. Gotta love technology. Awesome.
All right.
River, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you here. So for all of you that are tuning in, I definitely want you to give us some likes, some hearts. River Eckert is a 15-year-old piano prodigy from New Orleans, and he is going to be at Music Compound this Thursday, 7 p.m., doing a masterclass. So whether you're a piano player or not, we want you to come and meet him. He is going to be talking about stage presence. He's going to be playing piano. He's going to be talking about what inspired him. He is touring the country. He has played with some really big names. He's bringing a lot of soul and he's bringing his New Orleans background to Music Compound for you. And he's also going to be featured on the Suncoast View this Thursday. So not only do you want to tune into our Facebook stories and lives, but tune into Suncoast View to learn a little bit more. And then you can meet him this Thursday at Music Compound. We are so excited to bring him. Anyways, River, are you excited to come to Sarasota, Florida?
Yes, indeed. I can't wait.
Yeah, well, you're already in Florida, right? You're at the beach with your family right now, enjoying the
Yeah,
Florida heat.
yeah. We're on a short vacation with my mom's side of the family in Sanibel Island at the moment.
Well, you have an amazing career that you've already kicked off. You're already making money as a musician. You're doing music master classes, and I'm just so proud of you at only 15 years old. So, tell our viewers a little bit more about you. It appears that you started playing music at the age of 3. So, what inspired you? And we'll talk a little bit more about your training, and then we'll talk about what people can expect at the master class.
Yeah, so I started playing piano when I was 3. Initially, well, when I was 3, as in initially, it was my dad teaching me like one finger at a time, just the white notes only, because that was the easiest then. But over time, I got a little better with just my dad's training, and when I was probably 6, 7, or 8, I started with my first like classical teacher, and that's when I got into classical piano. And let's see, I was probably with that teacher for a year and a half to 2 years. That was the teacher my elementary school had, and she taught me the basic songs out of a piano book, and that's what really kind of shifted me more towards classical, because those were all more classically driven songs. And she eventually left the school, and that's when I got my second teacher. Her name was Miss Connie. My second teacher's name was Miss Connie, and she is she's still alive today. She's very old now. She's an African American like gospel piano player,
Okay.
and she still taught me some classical songs, but she kind of I guess she put this gospel music more into my head, and now I'm thinking back on it today, because she would come over and kind of almost give us mini performances.
Oh,
When
wow.
she'd come
How
over,
amazing.
she would come over for about an hour and like 40 minutes when we were paying her for 30 minutes. And so she was great. She taught me a lot of gospel as well as classical music. And eventually, unfortunately, she had a stroke a couple of years after we started lessons with her. So we had to get another teacher because she was out for a little while. And my next teacher, this was the third, was another classical teacher. Her name was Natalie True. And she taught me like the entirety of Für Elise by Beethoven and some more classical songs. But eventually, she's the one who kind of really identified my love for the jazz stuff and all the blues of New Orleans and urged me to go study all that. So I then auditioned for the Don Moose Jameson Jazz and Heritage School of Music in New Orleans. and that's where I met Michael Polera, who at the time was the jazz chair over at my high school that I'm at now, NOCA, New Orleans Center for the Creative Arts, which is a great place to be. I go over there every day during the school year, and I study jazz for the second half of the day. The first half is my academic classes. So the second half they go study jazz in Polera. Mr. Polera is the same teacher that taught like John Baptiste and Trombone Shorty, as well as many others. That's just some of the people that also went to the school. And yeah, that kind of brings it to where my piano training is now. I'm still at NOCA with Mr. Polera.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what I loved is that you were being classically trained and you were working with the books. And in that stage of learning, were you open to it? Did you find yourself fighting it at a certain stage? I mean, like, how did you get over that hump? Because I mean, we are a music school and we have tons of kids and we've got a variety of music teachers that work at a variety of books, and some of them just want to play music as well, where they teach them chords and stuff like that. So if someone was listening and they're like, "Oh, the classical, I don't really want to do it, but it's so important," what words of advice would you encourage them to do as far as the books?
I will say when I was in that stage, I was not enjoying it as much as I would be now. Now that I'm here playing more free improvisational stuff, I actually will really, at this point in time, want to go back and learn a lot more classical than I was practicing and than I did learn. But it's really important for those who are in that stage right now to learn all of that stuff, because if you can build that foundation and get all the dexterity for the piano, at least all the dexterity that music builds within your fingers, um, you really want to just get that down, because it really helps with your technique and all that when you start playing other styles, even if it's rock, jazz, blues, whatever you do. Uh, that stuff is just a great foundation to help you in whatever future genres you may play.
I think that's wonderful advice, and I hope that you'll cover some of that at your masterclass on Thursday
Definitely,
because we'll
yeah.
have a lot of students in the room. Another thing that you acknowledged was the variety of teachers that you had. And, as you age and as you grow, your music goals and aspirations probably change, and things happen to your teachers. So, talk a little bit about the benefits of having multiple teachers with different backgrounds and focus as well, and how that's benefited you.
Well, the teachers is kind of like the music in New Orleans. They all have a different. The teachers are like the musicians within the New Orleans piano tradition, I should say, which I'll explain in a minute. But my teachers all had a different approach within their background and towards teaching me. This was a long time ago. Let's see. The first teacher, she was from Ukraine, and so she was like, she's a tall woman from Ukraine. She was very strict on me. I was kind of scared of her. I was like 6 at the time, and so I was kind of scared of her. But she, is the one who really got like my technique just embedded into my brain. I still remember her like, sit up straight, curl your hands like this, and I have to remember that sometimes, even these days. But she was real strict. The second teacher, the African American gospel woman, Miss Connie, uh, she was a lot more like laid back with me. Because I don't think she even like some of the songs I was learning. My hands weren't big enough to play some of the left hand parts. I remember, so she kind of made up a different one and taught it to me. And I didn't even know at the time, but now I look back on it. I was looking at the music. It's like, oh, that's not what she taught me. But so that's just like her little ways to teach. She kind of went around what the actual music had written on the paper and showed that to me. And let's see, the third teacher, she was just pretty straight up out of the book. She really got my theory skills going with a theory book. She liked to teach out of the book. And then the teacher I have now, Mr. Polaire, is almost like out of a book teacher where he got his methods from, but he's such a great teacher. He'll have you sounding better than you did 10 minutes before and 10 minutes later. It's pretty crazy working with him.
Wow, that's amazing. So I think this is all great information. And I'm so happy. It's so inspirational. I think you're going to be able to connect with a lot of our students as well. So I'm so happy Music Compound's going to be hosting you this Thursday.
Yes.
And some of the books, what are some of the books that they have you working on? I'm wondering if any of the books are the similar that maybe some of the listeners or some of our students as well.
It's been a while since I've been working on the books, but
Yeah.
it was like the traditional piano book. I think it's called Alfred's
Oh,
like
okay.
piano books. I
Mm-hmm.
think that was it.
Adventures. Yeah.
Um, these days, I was recently looking through this Berkeley College of Music book on horn arranging horns for jazz ensembles, because that's what I'm interested in right now and want to learn more about. So I was looking through that book. There's all sorts of books. There's books on New Orleans piano that I encourage everybody to go buy online. You can search New Orleans piano book or something like that. I'm sure they'll pop up. But I've looked through those a little bit. One of my good friends, Josh Paxton, transcribed. He listened to all the music of James Booker, who I still need to get to. I'll explain who that is. And he transcribed it and wrote it all down into these books. And I believe they're being sold online now. I don't actually have one of those. I'm going to try and get my hands on one soon. But yeah, there's so many books, but the beginner books were like the Alfreds and all that stuff.
Right.
I haven't been in those in a while, so I can't. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did 6 levels of theory with the Alfred books too, and
Okay.
those are like the foundation books.
Yes, what I'm hearing is a lot of your skills and a lot of your talent comes from that classical training, that fundamentals, the theory, building a great foundation, and having some teachers that have been really instrumental in the growth, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So I'm so happy to hear all of that. So, okay, take me to where you are recently. So you're on tour, you're performing with some big names.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, this year, 2025, has been a great year for me. We started off the year back in February. I went on Jam Cruise. I got to meet a lot of new people there, see some familiar faces, as well as like play with some great people. And Jam Cruise is like basically a big old jam on a cruise, if I had to explain it. But in New Orleans terms, I called it Mardi Gras and Jazz Fest in the middle of the sea,
Okay.
because it's really just that big of a party, with as well as
Okay.
all the music on the side.
So what are some of
3,500.
those big names that you were playing with or you met there?
Um, let's see, Ivan Neville, who's also part of my upcoming album, as well as George Porter Jr. Also, those are my New Orleans friends. Who else was there? Let's see. It was a lot of my New Orleans buddies. Ivan Neville, George Porter Jr. Ivan Neville's son of Aaron Neville of the original Neville brothers. George Porter Jr., for those who don't know, is the bassist for the Meters. Um, there was also Stanton Moore of Galactic, and Rob Mercurio of Galactic, Eric Gordon of Galactic, uh, Robert Walter, who was playing with Pink Floyd, uh,
Wow.
Nikki Glaspie, who was playing in Dumpster Funk for a while. I think she's playing a little bit with Snarky Puppy right now.
Oh, I know Snarky
I
Puppy. We
think
had
she
a
played with Beyonce too.
wow.
Yeah. But they're incredible musicians, and it was so fun to play with them. And I'm so thankful to have some of them part of my album that's going to come out later this year. Like Ivan Neville, as you may know, for those who don't know, is on my first single that I released back in October, Pass That Torch. It features him on that. And then George is on some of the upcoming songs that'll be on the album.
That's awesome. Okay, so you have an album that's being released this upcoming year?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that album. Like, what can we expect from you? Where would we be able to stream that? And are you going to be performing any of the numbers on the album this Thursday at Music Compound?
Yeah, I think you will hear some of the numbers that'll be on the album. And let's see. 3 singles have been released so far, and I've had the great help from the Threadhead Foundation, who provided me a grant to help finish this album. They've been very helpful with the financial situation, and yeah, it's looking good right now. We're probably about 75, 80% way through, and it's sounding good.
That's awesome. So are you writing these songs? You're coming up with the music, you're composing? I mean, talk to us about the creative side of it.
Yeah, so I get these ideas in my head over time, and some I don't like, so some I really hate saying that, but some I don't like, so I kind of just ignore. And the ones that I do, I try and really go through with those. And so the three that are out on like Spotify right now, Pass That Torch again with Ivan, and Painted Pictures, the most recent one, as well as Mardi Gras single called Hey 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 Finane. Those were like three that I had like, okay, these sound better than all these other ideas I have, so I'm gonna go through with these. But yeah, I'm writing all the music, all the horn parts. Besides, actually, this last one that came out, Painted Pictures, a good friend Brad Walker, we had to do the horn parts, and he did a great job. And but other than that, yeah, I'm writing all these and coming up with the music. It's
That's
lots of
a,
fun.
that's amazing. And you're 15, right?
Yes,
You were just in driving school this past week, right?
correct.
And you have this amazing career, and you're actually contracting professional musicians to work alongside of you, and you've got the album coming out. Now, will you be going on tour to perform all these songs?
Um, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like tour the album, but this past summer I've had a number of performances. Actually, the greater amount of my performances this summer have all been outside of Louisiana. I think I've only played like once or twice in New Orleans this summer, which is hard to say for me because let's see, we started off the summer in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and yeah, at all the shows I'm playing songs that'll be on the album, but
Okay.
not the full album yet. So we were in Jackson Hole to start off the summer. I did 3 shows in North Carolina a couple weeks ago, and in Brevard, our last show in North Carolina, our good buddy Vince Herman jumped on stage with us from Leftover Salmon. He's a nice little figure in the jam scene. I've known Vince like my whole life, and it was good to see him and great to play with him. But we did 3 shows in North Carolina, and then I'll be with you guys in Sarasota on Thursday, and then in August like 14th, I think I'll be in Park City, Utah for the Song Summit, and that'll
That's
be lots of fun with Eric Krasno. I think Marcus King is on the bill, Goose, and so many others. That's gonna be lots of fun.
Oh, that'll be big time. That's awesome. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Can you share with us what's maybe one of the biggest highlights of your career, or maybe someone that you performed with, or someone that you met, and tell me a little bit more about that experience.
Well, I would say this past Jazz Fest has been probably the biggest highlight. Jazz Fest in New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, for those who don't know. I got to perform with many of my heroes this past Jazz Fest. I'm so grateful to be able to have that experience. One was Cyril Neville, along with his son Omari Neville. They had me come up on the Congo Square stage and play a New Orleans classic song called Tipitino with them. That was a whole nother experience getting to play with Cyril as well as Amari. It's just so much fun. Those guys are like the closest thing I feel like to the Neville brothers, the original Neville brothers that are out there right now. And as well as the same day my set at the Jazz Fest happened, which was also a blast. We were in the blues tent, probably had 1,000, 1,500 people out there, something like that, and we packed the tent. But later that evening, I was at the Joy Theater in New Orleans, and we were doing it was called the Crescent City Classics. And let's see, I got to play with Ivan Neville once again, uh, Adam Deitch of Lettuce, Eric Krasno, Adam Schmeens of Lettuce, Eric Benny Bloom of Lettuce, Alex Wasili, Zoidus of Lettuce, and Tony Hall, and Ian Neville of Dumpster Funk, and that was a big blast of fun. Those are all my heroes. And then on the encore, we were playing this New Orleans classic song called "Hey Pockway," and Corey Henry, the keyboardist, he was in Snarky Puppy for a while, and he jumped on stage with everybody, and he took this crazy organ solo, and it was just just a full-on party from there, and it was just lots of fun.
Well, that's amazing. I'm so excited for you. So, you're 15 years old, you're hanging out with these musicians that I believe are much older than you as well. Talk to me a little bit about the dynamics and how you're, shaking hands and you're connecting with them and you're playing with them and, how does it make you feel?
It's great, it's kind of a dream come true. These are literally some of my heroes that I'm getting to play with, and I, it's really just when you're on stage, even off the stage, watching them. I'm constantly learning from them, taking cues, what to do, maybe what not to do, and but it's an overall amazing experience. Just I get to play as well as watch my heroes do what they're best at.
That's awesome. So, if you had any advice for anyone that's tuning in today, let's talk about the students first. What would be your advice for a young, aspiring piano player out there that would love to have the same career and journey that you have?
Well, first of all, practice. I know you may not want to hear it, but you have to. It's the only way you're gonna even get remotely to where you want to be. And find something that you truly love, and if you really love that, go try and go through with it. Like for me, it's the New Orleans piano, but even for one of the students there, if it's uh, any rock band or heavy metal band, blues band, whatever, if it's a band, song, individual artist, a chord, like just do as much as you can with that and go through with it. And yeah, that's really it. Just find something you love and take it as far as you can.
That's awesome. I think that's really great advice. No one wants to listen to their teachers when they say practice. You got to practice. It's just like they just think they're going to show up and they're going to be able to play. And, we're a performance-based music school. So you've got to practice because you're going to
Yeah.
be playing live for a live audience as well. So, okay, so speaking about live, you're going to be at Music Compound this Thursday, 7 p.m. for your master class. What can the audience or the attendees expect to learn from you?
Yeah, so I'll be teaching them all about what this thing called the New Orleans piano tradition is, and it's okay if you don't know what that is right now. You can come to the master class and I'll teach you all about it. But this is also a performance for the all the music fans in Sarasota, or if you're not in Sarasota and you want to come from somewhere else. This is open to everybody, aspiring musicians of all ages, music fans of all ages. And but yeah, you can expect musical and historical analysis of the songs I'm playing within this New Orleans piano tradition. I'll talk about my heroes, some I mentioned earlier, James Booker, just a little thing on the side. Dr. John, one of my other heroes, called James Booker the greatest black, gay, one-eyed pianist that has ever come out of New Orleans or maybe even the world. I forget what he said. But James Booker, Dr. John, Professor Longhair, Jelly Roll Morton, Harry Connick Jr., all the guys up to John Baptiste today. You're going to learn all about how that lineage has carried forward, even that, and that's what I'm trying to carry forward with this tradition. Just spread the word about it because it truly is a tradition that not many people know about, and I'm really just trying to spread that word of this New Orleans piano tradition.
You're absolutely amazing. Your parents must be so proud of you. And I know that it takes a village, and I'm sure your parents have had to invest a lot of time and energy into getting you where you are today. So I want to say kudos to your parents. That's amazing. Your dad actually has like a recording studio, and he's actually in the industry as well, right?
Yeah, my dad is a musician and as well as a music studio engineer. And that's another place where I would get all this sound of New Orleans embedded in my head because he was in the Dirty Dozen brass band for almost 10 years when I was real young. And I would always be sitting on the side of the stage. I remember one time they were playing with Dr. John. I think this might have been the one time I met Mac. That was his real name. And I was running around the backstage, and they were calling his name up to announce him to come on stage. And I was running around. They're like, Dr. John Mac Rebenak, the Night Tripper, here he is. And I decided to sit right on the steps going up to the stage as he's walking up. So I'm in his way, and he says, everybody stop for a second. He looked down at me. He's like, what's your name? And I'm like, River. I'm some stubborn little, like, 4-year-old kid. And he's like, "Well, River, it's darn great to meet you." And he set me aside and walked on stage and played the show. And that was a memorable moment for me. Well, truthfully, I don't really remember it. I was so young and I was so oblivious to what just happened. But now that's a pretty great thing to say happened to me. It's a story I'll probably tell my whole life. But yeah, my dad's a musician. Now he's with a group called New Orleans Suspects, who originally was like a mashup band of Neville Brothers members and the Dirty Dozen members and a member from James Brown's band as well as some others. So yeah, I'm really just been around all this music my whole life. I walk down the street, hear this music, hear stories about it, and it's kind of something I'll never be able to forget, you know?
Well, I love it. I can't wait to host you at Music Compound this Thursday at 7 p.m. I know we're in for a treat. We're so excited to have you. I want to thank Stuart for connecting us as
Yes.
well. Stuart will be there. I know he's super excited to bring you to Music Compound. I know our students are excited. For anyone that's viewing right now, if you haven't got your tickets to come to the masterclass, inquire today at Music Compound. Tickets are $25, and we would love to fill the room up for River, and he'll be here in person along with his family. And we're so excited. Once again, he's going to be on the Suncoast View as well this upcoming Thursday. So he'll be actually playing the piano. So we're excited for that. River, is there anything else that we want to tell our viewers?
You know, be there 7 p.m. this Thursday, July 17th. You're going to learn all about the New Orleans piano tradition, hear the music, learn about the music, do whatever you want with the music when you leave. I'm just hoping that I can spread the word about this tradition to all of you young and old aspiring musicians. So come on out.
That's awesome. And as he said earlier, you don't have to be a musician. You can be a music lover and just want to come and watch the show. And it's open to all ages. So bring your friend, bring your neighbor, bring your spouse, bring a bandmate to Music Compound this Thursday, 7 p.m. Once again, registration is required, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you. River, you are amazing. I'm so excited I get to meet you on Thursday. I think you're a wealth of knowledge. You're super talented. And I feel honored to have you at Music Compound. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. And thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to Thursday, and I can't wait to see everybody that comes out.
Awesome. All right. Well, hopefully you'll get some sun down there. I know it's a little bit
Yeah.
rainy in Florida. Hopefully the sun will come out for you and you'll get to enjoy a little bit more of your vacation. Thanks
Yes.
for all tuning in, and we'll see you Thursday, 7 p.m. at Music Compound.
Bye bye.
That was awesome.